This is the Dr. Chris Radio Horror YouTube channel with another fantastic review from the Blonde in Front of Fear, this time covering the most ridiculous movie we will probably cover this year, based on a Grindhouse trailer, Velosipastor with Katie.
Hey there, boils and ghouls. Yes, I'm here to review The Velocipastor, directed by Brendan Steer and starring Greg Cohen, Alyssa Kempinski, Alyssa, and Daniel Steer. This was rated X by an all-Christian jury. Now, when you see this film, and this is a huge point, it is essential to see it from the beginning to get the feel of the film. Because it begins like this, children. Pastor Doug, who is played by Greg Cohen, recently ordained as a priest, and his parents come to the church. They wish him well. They tell him he loves them, and he watches his parents die in a car explosion. What you don't see is an actual car explosion, because what happens is that instead of car explosion, they specifically say insert SFX car explosion at least 4 times as you see him scream. This tells you at the very beginning that the feel of this film and what to expect. It's not taking itself seriously, and neither should you, kid. Pastor Doug, who is in mourning, is told to go on vacation, and he goes to China, which it is obviously not China. I could tell from the woods that it was obviously Pennsylvania, which, again, love it. He gets a dragon tooth, and then a dinosaur tooth, and then whenever he has some sort of evil feeling that some evil doing is going on, he turns into a velociraptor. He saves a beautiful Carol, a hooker with a heart of gold, and she convinces him that instead of using or not to be upset about the use of his skills, as you may say, as I say, use air quotes when I'm saying that, but to actually use them for good. Like, there's evil in the world, and if he can, expel it, get it done. Now, there are some highlights in this film that I liked a lot. There's a great music video montage sequence, like during a PG-rated sex scene, that I thought was great. I thought the performance of Alyssa Kempinski as Carol is a highlight, and her screen presence is captivating. It's got
PG-13 sex scenes, usually like the woman never takes her bra off.
Yes.
Yeah, like on television.
There are some fantastic quotable lines, like there's a surprising low demand for hooker doctor lawyers. And why is my name Frankie Mermaid? Because you're swimming in bitches. Now, this film has offensive language, flashbacks that have nothing to do with the scenes or the characters they're supposed to be flashing back to. Special effects that are rudimentary and sometimes just completely non-existent. And at one point, the director kills both of his parents in extremely violent ways. And I thought it was hilarious and enjoyable. It is sweeping this film festival circuit right now. I've seen it at least 2 film festivals. The DVDs drop August 13th, and you can pre-order them on Amazon right now. Look, if you're looking for a great midnight kind of grindhousey, well, not really, but midnight viewing, this is the one to watch. Just remember, don't take it too seriously, because neither did they, and I give it a cheers for fear.
They definitely did not take this too seriously. I couldn't believe that they turned a Grindhouse little movie trailer from 2011 into this, I wouldn't say big budget blockbuster, but I would say feature-length movie.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, look, it's 75 to 80 minutes or so. So, I mean, it's a great time run. It has the jokes. The way they even do the camera angles are fantastic, because everything's on purpose. Anyone who says it's like, oh, this was done this way and not great, it's like, this was done on purpose to be that way. I had a great meeting with people involved with the film. They are awesome guys. It says a lot when I watched this once and I was quoting it to them the next time I saw the film, which yes, I did write the things down, but I mean, it's the fact that I'm like, these are funny freaking lines. And again, it's a perfect midnight screening film. Like it really is. It's fun to have with friends. It's going to be a great drinking game when you do something with the pastor's naivete of how, dinosaurs don't even exist. And just random things like when someone blows up and they're just like a pile of bloody goo, say, yeah, I don't think we can save her. It's like, well, no, because there's nothing to save. It's like, it's basically this person is covered in this other person. Like there's nothing to save because they're just a blotch of blood like on the ground. But hilarious with some of these scenes. And yeah, I say see it.
Did you ever see the movie The Disco Exorcist?
I did not, but with that title alone, I want a pen and a shirt.
It's about a disco dancing. I think he's a porn star who has to take up the cloth in order to put aside his differences with his family after his brother is killed to stop, I think, Satan or Lucifer. You can imagine what happens in this movie. It's definitely not a porno, but it's got a lot of like boogie nights type stuff in it.
That is funny. Which reminds me when you said he's a man of the cloth. This has I like the tagline of this when it's a man. Well, I've seen it both ways. I've seen it a man of the cloth with CLAWTH, and I've seen it man of the claw. Either way, I mean, you get the point. This guy turns into a velociraptor, which the person who played the velociraptor turns out to be the director's brother because he could fit into the costume. So there you go. I mean, this was definitely a family affair for Brendan Steer and family. And the pastor who is the kind of mentor to Pastor Doug is his dad. And I think he did a pretty decent job considering he's going from the present to a flashback that's 30 years in the past that honestly has nothing to do with what the topic of the flashback was supposed to be, but is one of my favorite scenes in the film.
Definitely. Thank you, Katie, for your excellent review of Velosipastor. Again, probably one of the most ridiculous movies we will review this year.
I agree.